All right, what's up, everybody? I'm Sal Kalani. This is Reggie Steele.
And welcome to Spitballin.
There it is, dude.
Remember at the very beginning that if I pause too long, you're like, dude, why are you taking so long? Like, why?
Yeah,
You
now,
gotta come right in.
now I'm just like, just let it be terrible.
Oh, really? I love your what's that voice you use? Uh, I'm Sal Kalani. This is Reggie
Yeah, I don't need
Steele.
to. Yeah, I gotta stop cheesing it up so much. I have too much fun with that. I was telling Reg I got my first case of mask knee, which isn't bad for a year and a half. But yeah, has to be for my mask because when I wear my mask, it goes perfectly right there, and I
Oh
got this big
yeah.
ass zit, and it's like it won't come up. It won't come up to Whitehead stage. It's just sitting there like a big
Ugh,
volcano about to
dude,
erupt, but none of us know when.
you gotta stop using those cheap masks.
Wow. Yeah, well, I definitely washed my mask last night. I'm like, goddamn mask, I'm gonna wash you good.
Dude, you don't have the KN95 mask that you
I
use for a
have
day,
but the cloth one is nice and soft and
does it have the filter inside? Like, does it
yeah, there's
capture?
a little filter inside it too because you
Okay,
slip them in. But
okay.
you're right, I guess I could put one of them, but those other ones are crazy. This is nice and comfortable and easy. But did you ever use zits, dude, in school?
Dude, look at my face.
The black
My
people get
face.
zits. Black people get zits. I've seen
Yeah, black
some.
people get
I've
zits.
seen some nasty zits on some
Hey man,
folks.
hey dude, I don't do zits. There was a zit. There was a zit that was about to come right here one time as a kid, and I saw it kind of come up, and I went like this. I was like, and it was like,
Shit, the fuck? Oh, you a cartoon? What? So
I
you
was
never you've never had a zit, dude?
no, I've had a zit. I mean, literally, I could probably count how many I've had. I've only had, a handful throughout my entire life. But, I eat clean, man. I don't drink soda. It's like all the stuff. I
But
know it's got some.
high school was when it hits when you're in puberty.
I didn't really, nah, I didn't, dude. It wasn't a real, like, I didn't have that phase of like
You never hit
having,
puberty.
I'm still waiting on it. Like, I'm waiting. I can't wait for it to hit. Dude, when it comes, woo, dude, I'm gonna finally get hair on my chest. Look at my
Well, that's the
arms.
thing. You're a hairless as hell, dude.
Look
I've
at my
never.
arms, dude.
Yeah, I
People,
know. It's so weird.
people like you shave. I'm like, no, who shaves their arms?
Well,
Chest.
it's funny.
Let me
My
see.
shins. This is hairless right here.
That's funny. Mine is like that too, right there.
Yeah, my shins are hairless, and people think I shave it sometimes. I'm like, why would I just shave my shins? That's so stupid. But I think when
Yeah.
I was a kid, I wore socks so much that the hair follicles are like, we out.
I have a little spot like that, but I don't have very much hair on my legs either. Am I going to show you my
Crazy.
legs? Am I
Nah, you
showing?
ain't got to show me your legs, bro. I believe you.
Let's-
I think you're rolling your pants up. Look at that. There it is. There it is,
there's
dude.
no hair in there. So, yeah, man. Uh,
um, I used to get bad zits in high school, bro. But like I remember I always because I'm Italian, dude. It's greasy Italian, right? Like it's like
greasy
there's an
Italian.
old joke I used to hear like why don't Italians have any freckles? Because they slide right off.
That's pretty good.
So
That's funny.
so yeah,
Uh,
I didn't but so I'd have, but now it keeps me youthful looking, the oily skin. But
there you
at the
go.
time, like with puberty, but dude, they would always pop up right here, the nose. And one time I'll never forget, early sophomore year, dude, I had boof, 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 three like a mountain
Oh,
range, dude. And I remember
oh.
this kid, and it was early in the year, right? So you're still getting to know people, and I'm sitting in the first class of the day. I'm like, well, maybe no one will notice.
Right,
And
right,
this
right.
dude's
You got these things on your face. You got to look
I know.
over them.
This dude walks by and he walks down the aisle past my desk and he stops and he just looks at me. He's like, God damn, Sal. He's like, man, I get some zits, but holy cow. And then the kid behind him goes, he gets quality, not quantity. Oh,
That's good.
fucking zits were the
That's
worst,
good.
dude. I
Yeah, man.
hate them.
Zits were not my thing, but the whole thing with zits is ultimately it's just the hormones, right? Like you said, you hit puberty and the hormones are all imbalanced and whatever else.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I still am waiting to hit puberty. There are a lot of people who are waiting for me to finally hit puberty someday, but yeah, zits was never my thing, man. It just wasn't a thing. Even now, I grow a little bit of hair on the side of my face, not a whole lot, but even that, I don't get hair bumps. A lot of
Yeah, I
black
don't get
men have to
hair.
deal with.
I don't get hair here either.
Yeah, a lot of black men have to deal with hair bumps, right? Because our hair is curly, so it'll come out and then it'll curl back in and create a bump.
Ooh, right.
But I mean, I have like I can legitimately tell you like the spots where it happens. It happens right here. There's one particular hair that grows out and always grows right back in. And as soon as I get like a little bit of bump, I get some tweezers and I pluck that joint, and then
yeah,
it's nothing, right? And one over spot over here, like back here somewhere.
those things
So
are
yeah,
those things are gnarly, man. Like, cause then if it grows back in, and then the skin will grow over it.
yep.
I
Yeah.
had that happen on my peen once, dude. I had to get that. You just had to scare. You're like, what the hell is that bump? Because it looks like it's a pimple or something. You're
Right,
like, what is that?
right.
And then you're like, motherfucking folded hair.
Hold on. I had, dude, I don't even know if people want to hear this, but I had a bump like in this area right here, and it was pretty big for me. Like looking at my face, you go, wow, it was big. It probably looked like one of your pimples in high school, right? Like it was this thing. And I took some tweezers and I kept picking at it, and my face looked like this at the time, right? It was smooth like this so I got this bump. Dude, I literally take the tweezers and I'm picking at it, and I finally get the hair. No shit, the hair was like this long. Like it was like I was like, oh, like it was like, you know, you sitting there like,
Dude, man, that's gross.
I'm pulling the hair out like magicians pull out the scarves, right? I just keep pulling your handkerchiefs or whatever. Dude, the crazy part is I keep pulling, and then my goatee hair disappears, my mustache hair disappears, eyebrows like
stupid. You're all riled up at nighttime, Reg. You like telling jokes.
Dude, I'm a night owl, man. I'm a night owl. Like I literally start to wake up. Like it's crazy, but I start to wake up and it's just the energy comes up, man. So, but you know, I'm good either way. I think during the day, a part of me is like serious, like, really? But then at nighttime, it's like, I got a head.
We got Krusty the Clown here, folks. Dude, my tooth is kind of hurting because you ever hurt yourself flossing? I think I flossed too hard this week and I fucked up my gum and tooth line.
Oh, dude. You know what that means? That means you don't floss enough.
That's true too.
Yeah.
Well, I ate corn and I got crooked teeth. So shit gets caught a little more. So I got to go to the floss a lot. So it got stuck. And I don't know, man. That's what I'm hoping it is. I'm hoping it's no cavity growing up now.
Oh boy.
No, but it doesn't feel like a cavity. It's something at the gum and the tooth, and it's like right where you floss. And like it's getting better every day, like it's healing, but it's like takes forever, dude. Like when your mouth it's got a wound in it, it hurts.
Well, remember at the very beginning, this whole podcast, we started off with your canker sores. Your mouth.
and our friends Stacy and Jason gave me comment and tips on it too. Like they got some people like it when you talk about the gross stuff and they can relate.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like no one else is talking about disgusting magician length
mouth sores,
handkerchief hairs.
Yeah, we're like, listen to Spitballin when we talk about mouth sores. Is that an issue in your life? Are you worried about mouth sores? So no, man, that reminds me of you just made me think of one of my favorite Shang Wang jokes, right?
Which one?
The one where he's like he says he's like I was flossing the other day and I got a little piece of floss stuck between my teeth, so I ate some corn. Yeah, man, you gotta take it easy, bro. If you haven't flossed in a while, you gotta take it easy when you get in there. It ain't you ain't gotta be all hard, man. Just like
it's annoying. All right, so it's Olympics. I've been watching it nonstop, Reg. I've been watching it for all of America. I love it. I love the Olympics. We gotta give Kevin Durant props. We like to shit on him, but he pulled it out today. Or last night
against France? No, Slovenia.
No. They beat
Spain.
Was it Spain?
Spain, and then Slovenia lost to France.
Slovenia lost to France, so that's who the U.S. Oh, they beat Australia. They beat Delhi.
They beat Australia. You know, Patty Mills just signed with the Nets.
Oh wow.
Patty Mills.
Delhi. I looked it up. He's out, dude. He's a professional league in Australia.
Now he is. But he
Yeah.
was he was with the Cavs last year, though.
Yeah, last year.
Okay, so he's done. All right, so the U.S. pulled it out against Australia,
And now they're gonna go to France. And France, one of the guys is on France already said, hey, this is gonna be great because it'll be our first time winning gold.
Oh, he already said that?
Yeah,
he said that. Oh, that's great.
I was
like,
they're gonna murder France. I want to tell you right now. Like they already played them once. They're gonna murder.
I think France beat them twice.
Oh, they beat them once in the game in the tournament.
Yeah, in the tournament, but they beat them in the exhibition game too.
Expedition don't count. Half the team was still in the playoffs during that
That's
time.
2 W's though. They feel
doesn't
confident.
matter, dude. They're gonna kill them, bro. Like they finally turned it on this time against Australia. I mean, they had them beat in the third. They were down by 15 in the second, came back within 3 at half, and then blew them up in the third.
Okay.
So,
okay.
They got the power. They just
all right. Well, hey, look, I hope so. I hope we take home the gold. It's been interesting, man. I haven't been watching as much of it as I have been in the past, or as I have in the past. Mm-hmm. But I do like some of the storylines. I love the Simone Biles mental health care situation. I was gonna say, anything else you want to talk about with the men's USA team and what you've been watching before we get to the mental health and how people responded to that?
I was gonna just tick her off as one of the many other points of the Olympics.
Okay.
I love the skateboarding, the 13-year-old girls
from Japan.
One from Japan, silver was Brazil, both 13, and a 16-year-old Japanese girl won the bronze. But dude, that shit is amazing. It's fun to watch. It's really fun. Mm-hmm. And but because they're doing like tricks down steps and rails, but you always fall. Like everyone falls all the time. And they're like getting up and like limping away. Like the Japanese girls, a couple of those are got destroyed in some of the other heats. They just fell.
Oh, wow.
Couldn't land it. But once people land it, and it was it was such an interesting it was interesting sport to see them all limping away, but falling. You're the best in the world and you're gonna fall.
Oh, you're gonna fall
all the time.
It's like riding a motorcycle. It's not if you're gonna fall, it's when. Right. If you're trying to hop on a skateboard and ride down the handrail, right, with like this much of a skateboard, you're gonna fall. Like those are actually some of the videos that's actually kind of hard for me to watch, is those skateboarding videos on YouTube where the guys
I don't need leaping to see people's legs breaking and shit.
Oh my goodness, these dudes hit the ground so hard. I'm like, yo, you know how much you gotta love skateboarding?
Right, man. A lot of these sports, all these sports. Dude, there was a sport where they swim in the river for 3 hours.
Well, we know that's not gonna happen in Cleveland.
For 2 hours. Yeah. It was crazy. Speaking of Cleveland, this just happened. Okay. This woman from Olmsted Falls, and I'm from North Olmsted, so literally the suburb right 10 minutes south of me. What's her name? I got the names here so I could remember. And there it is, Katie Najet or something like that. Won in women's pole vault, won the gold. And then afterwards
from Ohio, huh?
From Olmsted Falls, Ohio. And then got into the camera's face afterwards. It's like, Cleveland, we did it.
Oh, man, I swear, you Ohioans, man. You Ohioans.
We love the king, man. We love the king.
Cleveland. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's a reference to
that's a nod to LeBron, dude.
We did it.
Yeah. Wait, I'm sorry. It's Cleveland. This is for you. That's what she said.
Cleveland, this is for you.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
That's pretty tight. I give her credit for that.
Yeah, that was. I mean, she didn't deliver it like LeBron did, but it was good. Let's see who else. We kicked butt and shot put. Reg Ryan Krauser. He broke the Olympic record twice in the match.
With a shot
his old record. Yeah, dude. This dude, big white dude, puts all the crap on his cheek, and then they boom. And then the woman one too.
I did that in middle school.
What's her name? Here it is. Saunders, Raven Saunders.
Okay.
She's a LGBT black female shot putter, and she won the silver.
Nice.
And then her mom just passed away after she
I saw
won
her.
the medal.
She was the ex.
Yeah, she did that.
With the multicolored hair.
Yeah. They were talking about giving a crap for that, and they were going to investigate it, and then they dropped it after her mom died.
Yeah.
But
investigate
whatever.
what? someone being vocal,
No, it's
taking
supposed to be
us.
any protests, blah blah blah
It's
at
not a
the
protest.
games.
Is that a protest? What is this? Is this anything that you've ever seen?
Well, no, it's yeah, that was the thing.
Even if
She
she,
said, and
even
she
if,
even said right afterwards why. She's like, it's to represent all these people I represent:
exactly, she could have done
women, the
this.
black community, the gay community, all that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, she could have done. That's not a protest. That's recognized. What if she had done this? What if she'd been like,
I mean,
Wakanda
I don't
forever?
care. I don't care what she does. It's so dumb that this is even a thing.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
mean,
I
I get
agree.
it though. Like, but here's the thing: when it's the Olympics, it's people all over the world. So, like, if you got people from, you know, like when they had the Nazis and shit, be like, hey, man, you can't be showing your signals of hate and stuff at these
Yeah, but
games.
this isn't hate. But but I hear
But
what
it's
you're saying.
not. No, you know what I mean. But that,
Yeah,
any they don't want any people to give their political stance on anything. But they should be allowed to do something like when the guys raised their fist and then those guys got their medals taken away. And it's
yeah.
like, that's so absurd because,
Tommie and what's his name? Tommie. I met one of them.
oh, really? Where'd you meet him?
Yeah, I met him. It's funny. He worked at Cal. Used to be a professor at Cal. Tall dude. He was taller than me. Like he had to be about 6'5", like 6'5" and a half. Tommie, what are the names? Let me get the names first.
Here we got some other,
Okay, here we go.
oh, go ahead,
Tommie
Dave.
Smith. Tommie Smith and John Carlos. So I met Tommie Smith. I met Tommie Smith, and I met him at the San Jose Improv. This had to
Oh,
be
wow.
2007, right? 2007, 2008. And what happened was I was working with Tommy Davidson at the time. And it was a great week. Tommy and I really hit it off, had a good time. And after the show, he came to one of the last shows. After the show, he comes up to the green room to talk to Tommy, right? And it's funny, Tommie Smith was talking to Tommy Davidson, but he comes into the green room and they're talking, and Tommy introduces him to me. He's like, "Hey, Reg, this is Tommie Smith." And at the time, I was like, "Wait, Tommie Smith from like the Olympics?" And he was like, "Yeah, man." I was like, "Oh, nice to meet you." And I was just standing there like
That's cool. You knew the name.
yeah, I knew the name. Because who's not gonna
Well, a lot of people, everyone knows the image. Not everyone knows the names.
I just
I
knew
mean,
it
you
was
just had to Google the names and you met the
no, I
guy.
knew it was Tommy something. I couldn't remember the last name. But yeah, I was like, once I figured out who it was, then I was like, yo, we gotta get this picture. I got the picture. I could send it to you, and then you can, maybe you can post it up here. But real nice guy, man, tall. I mean, you could tell that this dude was, I'm not gonna say you could tell he was an Olympian, but you could tell that he was, even at that age, he still was just like this big
force.
guy.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, this force. Like you're like, yo, you did something with your body at some point, and it stayed with you. But real cool, man, real nice, and it was fun just to have to like share that historical moment. Like, in the Black community, here we are, these guys, wearing the black glove, the Black Panthers during that whole time in 68, with everything that's happening in the country with civil rights. And these dudes were on the biggest stage in the world at that time, the Olympic podium on the top. And I think Tommy got gold, and John Carlos, I think he got the bronze, and everything that it meant, the implications of what it meant at that time, and then the results of what happened. And they were ostracized. Like these guys were
yeah, man, they got screwed over hard.
They got screwed over big time. But then Tommie Smith went on to become a professor at Cal, and whatever else. So with John Carlos, I think John Carlos had he had it really bad, if I understand correctly. Like I think things didn't work out for him that well. But I'll look at it and see. But yeah, man, it was a pretty powerful moment for me personally to be in that position to meet him and shake hands, and then take it like, it's like, yo, that's cool, man. Like, geez.
Yeah, that's dope.
So yeah, and to be standing with and I'll say this, and then to be like standing, for me, it was like, yo, man, I'm standing to not just a historical figure, but like an Olympian, Olympian gold
medalist. Yeah, best in the world at one time,
dude.
That's what I love about it. That's what and the emotion and what people have gone through. I was gonna say I worked with Tommy Davidson once up in Portland. Did a week with him, and I remember I was middling, right? So like, all right, probably do like 25. I'm like, okay, dude. So at like 35 minutes, I'm still up there. Up there on the side, like, I don't know, dude. So like I ended up doing like 45 minutes or something, right?
Oh
The
boy.
opener's like, all right, he's here. And I was like, okay. So then like I get off and like I go to get off and he's not in the green room at all. He's in the bathroom. And then
Oh
the
no.
host didn't even realize, and he just goes, here he is, Tommie Davis. And I was
Oh my
joking with the
goodness.
crowd the whole time because they knew like he was late, right?
Yeah.
So we had like it was great. I got this rapport with the crowd. So then the guy who brings him, he goes, Tommie Davidson, and he's in the bathroom. So I just walked back on stage and like waved. Everybody went crazy, dude. And then I just
That's awesome.
introduced him when he came up on the side.
Oh,
But
that's cool.
and then the next night, dude, I remember he was again, I ended up doing like 35 something. And I was like, this
Dude,
dude, man. It's the
dude,
worst is when you don't know.
when you
Because you're like,
don't know.
where are you gonna where are you gonna
I
time it?
mean,
You could
because think
play,
about it.
but
Think about how we plan our sets, right? We
right.
have an idea of where we want to start, what's going to be in the middle, how we want to end, right? And you're thinking about that. And as you start to go into your last 5 minutes, your last block of like, yo, here comes the rah rah shish boom ba, and you look over to the side, and they're like this, they're like,
Hey, and he was like, that was my good shit.
keep going. So I have a good story for you about having to go long. All right,
Yeah.
This is a story about how how I got bumped up to the feature position based on this show.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I'm working at the San Jose Improv. Mark Curry is the headliner. The legendary Larry Bubbles Brown is featuring. I'm opening. I go out, I do my 15 minutes, and I introduce Larry. Larry's supposed to do 25, but the set isn't going that well. Larry bails at like 17, right? Like literally, he bails at 17. Mark Curry is nowhere to be found. He's not in the building, right? So that manager at the time was a guy named Andy Kulikowski. Andy's like, he's like, hey, just go up and just stretch it out or whatever. Right? So I go up. Now, at this point, I had enough material, right? Because I'd done 15, but I also had more material, right? Because you know how it is for us. We've been doing, even though at the clubs we may have been opening, but like for these private shows or independent shows, we were doing 30, right? 30, 35 to
The
close out the show. The clubhouse,
I
the
developed my
clubhouse in San
30
Francisco.
really strong.
Exactly. So I go back up. I explain to the audience that Mark Curry, I come up with something like, hey guys, you know what? He got caught in some traffic. So he's not here yet. So we're just going to hang out for a little bit. Just full transparency. Go into my thing. I do like 10 minutes. And then I look up and I say to the sound guy, I go, yo, is he here yet? And they're like, nah, they like stretch it, keep going. So I'm like, all right, I keep going to my next block of 10 or whatever. I do that 10. I look up at the sound guy and go, yo, is he? I was like, any word? Right. And
We'll let you know.
Yeah. The sound guy's like, nah, no word. Like, just keep going. So at this point, mind you, I've done 15 and now I've done 10 and I've done another 10. So I'm literally at 35 at this point. Right. I say to the audience after the last check-in, like, no, he's not here yet. I go, all right, well, and I said this, I go, all right, folks, I get this at this point, I guess it's just safe to say, welcome to the Reggie Steele show. Right. And I was like, all right, let's just keep it going. So then I started talking about something else. And then I look up and I see, like wrap it up. He's here. Right. And I said, okay. I said, all right, guys, I got the word. He got caught in some traffic and he's here now. He needs no introduction. Welcome to the stage, Mark Curry. And you know how the improv is. He opens up the 2 double doors in the back and the dude just comes running down the middle, right? It just comes running down the middle, hops on the stage, daps me up. I walk off stage. He does his thing. Crowd is happy. I go to Andy afterwards, the manager, and I said, dude, I said, what would you have done if it wasn't me, right?
Because you would have been screwed. Yeah, most openers don't have anything.
Most openers don't have that much time,
Yeah.
right? I go, what would you have done if you had me? If you didn't have me? I was like, because I had the time, right? And he goes, well, that's why I booked you. And I said, and that's why I should feature. And he said, all right, okay. And then that was the last time I opened at the San Jose Improv.
Wow.
After that, I featured.
That
So
kind of happened with me, like at Roosters. I was supposed to do like a guest set before they would host me, and I show up, and I remember I wasn't feeling well, and I was like, ah, fuck it, just go. You know, it's before COVID times.
right. That's back when it was actually just the flu.
Yeah. Just, but I just was like, I didn't have the energy, but I was like, gotta go. They want to squeeze all you get these guest sets out of here. I was like,
Right.
fine. So I go, and yeah, dude, the opener's not there. And they're like,
Oh,
he's stuck in traffic, and they're like, you're here, can you go do the show? And I was like, all right, man, yeah. And then I did it, and then yeah, it went great. And then yeah, it was Jason Downs who was stuck in traffic, I remember.
oh, nice. Props to Jason Downs for getting Sal that opening,
Yeah,
that
but yeah,
getting
him
him
being late got
past
me finally passed. Because I
at
kept
Roosters.
trying, and then finally I was like, I bailed you out. All right,
Nice.
Reg. So I got a little game here for you,
Wait,
buddy.
hold on. Are we done with the Olympics? We didn't finish Simone
No, we're
Biles.
starting the Olympics. We're still doing the
Oh, is
Olympics.
this what? Okay, all right. So this is a game about the. Okay, let's do
So
it.
these are so I do trivia every week,
You
right?
do.
And online, it's been good. It's been doing it for a minute.
Okay.
And so this is a round, and I thought this would be kind of fun. I forget how this is going to show up on our Zoom when we do it, but so these are all discontinued sports, bro. They used to do these in the Olympics, believe it or not.
Okay. All right.
So
Name the discontinued. I know
yeah,
what
so
number
let's
two
see if
is.
you okay. Well,
Okay.
all right. So we'll go one at a time, and then I'll give a little info on them because I have I have a little. I'll do a little Google on each of them. Okay, what's number
Okay.
one there, Reg? You could describe it for those who can't see.
Okay. So what we're looking at is a black and white photo, and
Yeah, so it's old.
it's an old photo, and it appears to be a man holding a barbell, right, above his head with one hand, and he's got one foot flat on the ground, and the other foot like his
Look at those shoes he's
those
wearing,
shoes, yeah,
like Wonder
like
Woman boots,
yeah, like they're
straps.
strapped up in the front, and he's on his toe with one hand, which gives the impression that he's doing a one arm cling. It looks like he's doing a one arm cling with a barbell, like a long barbell. And so I'm just gonna say maybe it was at some point it was the one arm cling in the Olympics, the cling and jerk.
One arm cling. It's close. It's one hand weightlifting. That's what it is.
One hand weightlifting. There you go.
And it was featured in the very first Olympics in 1896.
Wow. Okay. 1896.
The first modern Olympics, they call that. In
Okay.
Athens.
In Athens. Wow. That's impressive. It looks like it's one arm weightlifting.
Okay.
That's funny.
All right. So number two. What's number two, Red?
So number two, what we're looking at here is another black and white photo. But for anyone who's alive that can see this picture right now, you got a long rope, and you got 5 men on one side and 5 men on the other side, and there's a flag in the middle, and they're pulling.
So we're tugging on that rope.
They are tugging on that rope to see who's the strongest. So I'm going to say number two of the discontinued Olympic sports is the tug of war.
Ding, ding, ding! Congratulations!
Thank
there
you.
it is. It was in the Olympics, the Summer Olympics from 1900 to 1920. I wish they'd bring that one back. That one would be cool to watch.
Yeah, that would be kind of interesting. But I'm sure the rope burns on people's hands was too much.
Shit, dude, they're doing rock climbing and stuff now. I mean,
that's true. That's true.
They wear gloves.
We got to go to number three because number three is okay. All right, you ready?
This one's a tough one. Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm looking at here, another black and white photo. There are men in long trench coats, and they seem to have on masks. They look like gas masks or something. And based on this photo, there's a wall behind them, and then there are people standing against the wall watching. And one guy has his arm extended with what looks like a pistol in it. And based on what he's shooting at, it looks like it's another person on the other end. Like this actually looks like it could have been like the Olympic version of a duel where dudes started back to back, walked 10 paces, and then literally shot each other.
Ding, 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 bro. This is Olympic dueling.
It looks like Olympic dueling. Like this is the only sport where the whoever comes in second place could have potentially died. Right? Like,
So they had it. This is weird though, because the Olympics are 2 years apart. It says they had it at the 1906 Olympics and the 1908 Olympics.
then they had to cut that shit out. It like,
Yeah.
it's like dude can only compete once. You train 4 years.
In 06, they shot at plaster dummies from 20 meters and 30 meters. But then they say in 1908, it involved wax bullets and elaborate protection.
Dude, this is crazy. This is you know how crazy you'd have to be to train to be in the Olympic duel, right? It's like you gotta love the idea that you can be so quick on the draw that you know who would have won this? Who would have won this every year? Doc Holliday from Tombstone. I'll be your Huckleberry.
Yeah. He should have competed, dude. He probably could have done it that time. He was dead by then, I think.
Yeah, he was dead. He was 18.
Yeah. Late
Doc Holliday would have killed in the Olympics, literally. All right, so let's go.
So number 4. What do you got? Finally, a color photo. One of 2 photos in color.
Okay, so number 4 we're looking at is there's a woman upside down with her one leg extended, one arm in the ground, one arm behind her, one leg fully extended, and the other leg's extended back the other way, bent, and she's splashing in the water. It looks like it could have been basically synchronized swimming or some type of elaborate diving. Like I don't see anybody else in the picture to confirm synchronized swimming, but based on how her legs are. But no, with the splash, it's got to be some type of it's a singular swimming event where it's like a diving thing.
No, you're kind of close. It's solo synchronized swimming.
There we go. Solo,
which makes no sense. And they only had but it had it like I think it had 84, 88, and 92. And then so like that doesn't make any sense because you can't synchronize with yourself.
Exactly. If you're synchronized, like if it's solo synchronized swimming, there are no mistakes. Right.
There
are no mistakes. No mistakes. You can do whatever you want. The only way they could tell that if you did, like you'd have to do the same routine twice, right? Like you'd have to do it. They have to record it, and then they have to watch it again. Like watch you do it again. Dude, that's funny. So it looks like it. So I was almost there. Solo synchronized swimming.
Yeah, that was close. We'll give you a half. Okay. Number 5. Back to the black and white.
All right, black and white, 3 women climbing 2 ropes. It looks like 2 ropes.
I don't know if that's I don't know if that's always how they did it. I don't think that's how they always did it. They're training here.
Oh, they're training. Okay, so it looks like
what's going on.
All right, so what it looks like is you ever see those old shows, those old any old TV show where the high school gym had a rope hanging from the ceiling, and one of the things you had to learn how to do was just climb up a straight rope. Well, in this picture, it looks like it's 3 women who are climbing straight up a rope, but there are 2 ropes next to each other. So it's like, like rope climbing.
There it is. It's exactly what it is. Rope climbing.
Rope climbing.
It was in the first Olympics, 1896. They did it every Olympics. Let's see, 04, 06, 24, 32. And it was part of the gymnastics program.
Okay. So you can tell that back then it was like, they were like, yo, this shit is hard. we gotta put this in the Olympics. No one knows how to climb a rope.
You couldn't use your feet for the Olympic events a lot. Just your arms.
Straight arms.
Which would be tough. All right.
There's some guys in a wheelchair that would kill that right now. Huh?
Oh, I bet. Number 6 is probably one of the most absurd, stupid looking ones.
Okay, so number 6, what I'm looking at, black and white photo. It's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Looks like 15 white men standing, 14 white men facing one white guy. They all have their arms extended in a V shape, and they're all holding what looks like skinny bowling pins. right? And they all have on white shirts, and they're all brunettes. All the guys have the same color hair.
They all look the same.
And they all
you
look
can
the
tell
same.
integration hadn't hit yet.
No, there's no integration here. So what I'm gonna say is that instead of synchronized swimming, I'm gonna say synchronized white guys in the, in the Olympics.
Synchronized white guys. This is men's club swinging, where they'll swing clubs. It was part of the men's gymnastics, and they only did it once in 1904 to St. Louis games.
Men's club, like, do they have to like juggle the clubs, like throw them up and catch them? Or they swung them around?
They swing them.
They swing the clubs around it like this. They're like, all right, guys, now swing this way, swing that way.
Rhythmic gymnastics. Yeah, it was kind of like the men version of like how the women play with the ribbon and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Like royal. When I was in high school, they called them royalettes, or like you had the flag girls, and then you had we called them royalettes, where they had the the rope on the end, and they had to swing it around.
Yeah.
We
call them
swinging.
the eaglettes.
Okay.
The eaglettes, the dance. All right, so yeah, that's what that is. They only did it once. All right, number 7, Reg.
That was one too. That was one too many times, by the way. All right, so this is it looks like, so number 7 is a guy on a horse, and the horse is in the air and appears to be jumping over something, and the guy's on it, like, it looks like equestrian, right? It looks like some type of equestrian, but it looks like the horse is jumping over potentially water or something slippery, but it's hard to tell based on the photo, because they still have like horseback riding, equestrian. Right. So for this to be here, it means it was something else different. So is this like horse long jump?
That's exactly what it is, Reg. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, because
ding, ding, ding.
What gave it away was
part
the
of the equestrian.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
There's a flagpole behind the guy. So yeah, this is equestrian horse long jumping.
They only held this one time. It was in 1900 at the Paris Games.
And that once again was one too many times.
Yeah.
like it ain't enough. These horses got to jump over shit with people on their back. Now they got to see how far they can jump.
They also did, I believe also in Paris, they did a pigeon shooting competition.
They shot real pigeons?
We shot real pigeons. It only happened once, I believe, in the games, and it was over there. And it was a mess. And they're like, yeah, we can't do that anymore.
Yeah, they're going out picking up a bunch of dead birds.
They're always trying to figure it out,
That's terrible, man. That's terrible. Okay.
All right, so this
I'm doing pretty good so far, to be honest.
You're doing all right. You're doing all right. You're breaking them down pretty well.
All right.
Okay, so number 8 here is probably my favorite. I really, this is a great one.
Okay, so what we're looking at here was number 8. But I'm saying on number 8, wow, this is next level. Okay, in the forefront you have a horse, and behind the horse it appears that he's pulling 2 people on either side behind him, and they're holding onto ropes or holding onto something, and they're in skis. So the horse is running through the snow, and he's got 2 people behind him.
Holding parachute, they're holding on to.
They got like a little parachute, and they're in skis. And then behind him, you see another horse that's doing the same thing. So I would imagine this is to see if they could slow the horse down with the parachute while on skis. I don't know what kind of game you would call this, but I would call it probably a one for the Olympics. Like they did it one time.
One for. Well, this
I don't know what this one is. I can't even.
This is ski joring. Okay. And ski joring was a demonstration, the sport, at the 1928 Olympics that took place in Switzerland. But basically, it's a race, and the horse is pulling you. Those are like sails that you use to try and ride along with the horse. And there's talk bringing it back in the Winter Games.
Really?
And maybe in 8 years or something. It's a real sport that's going down right now.
Okay, so what I'm going to say in response to that is, based on global warming, in 8 years there will be no snow anywhere.
Yeah.
They'll be doing this shit on sand. Okay.
Yeah. Well, because next year is Beijing. So then they're thinking after Beijing, what's that, 2026?
Yeah. Yeah. So are we going to get back to the even numbers after this year? They're going to go back to,
yeah. So next year should be 2022, should be Beijing in February. It should be really soon, actually. But I don't know. That might not happen now. I don't know. There hasn't been really any talk.
Okay. All right. We got 2 more to go.
2 more. Here we go. Number 9.
Number nine, what we're looking at is a black and white photo. Number 8 was black and white as well. So far, we've only had one color photo, number 4. Number 9, it's in the ocean. There's a ship. There's a guy on this ship. It looks like a souped up canoe, kind of. There's a flag on the back, and it looks like there's someone in the water in the front, but maybe that's just another flag. So this is some type of boat race. It's some type of boat race, speedboat racing. Is it like speedboat racing?
Close. It's motorboating.
Oh, motorboating. Okay.
It was only held once, the 1908 Summer Games, and it's only one of 2 times that they've used a motorized vehicle in sports. I guess they did motor racing in the 1900 games.
Okay. So I was kind of right. Motorboating. Yeah.
And again, right. It's got, that shouldn't be in the, you shouldn't have engines in the Olympics.
Yeah, that's not fair. It's not fair. It's like that dude got a 6-cylinder, I got a 4-cylinder. This is not fair.
And then the last one's pretty easy, right?
Yeah. Last one is it's a color photo, and this is the best part about it, is that there's a woman's leg in it. Right. So first off, let me just describe this. All right, it's a color photo. It's a lot of grass. And there are these rectangular shapes that are stuck in the ground. They're really high, but they're stuck in the ground. And there are a bunch of big balls, multicolored, blue, red, yellow, blue, red, and yellow. And then there's a thing that looks like a hammer, kind of like Thor's hammer a little bit with an extended long handle.
Thor.
But the best part about it is that the woman's foot is on top of the ball and she's in the grass, and you just see a leg. You see one white woman's leg.
Like Mrs. Doubtfire's leg.
Yeah, like it's a very pale, this is a pasty white leg. This leg
it looks like that's like tights on.
It could be tights, but it also could just be like no sun. But the best part is that she has on heels. She's in the grass playing croquet in heels. And so we're going to say that this is the women's croquet.
Croquet held only once at the 1900 Summer Games.
Yep. And that's
7 men and 3 women participated.
And that was the appropriate amount of times that it should have been played in the Olympics.
That's
once. Dude, this is great, man. This is fun.
Too bad. So yeah, you got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I mean,
6.
I didn't get number 6, the synchronized club swing.
You missed 6, and I don't know. You kind of got 4, but you mentioned 4.
I said
8 was a tough one. You said it.
Synchronized.
You got to pick one. You can't give me multiple answers, bro.
All right,
I'll let you pass. You passed though. Good job. Speaking of the horses, and I saw Bruce Springsteen's daughter do equestrian. The jumps.
Okay.
That's definitely like a rich right person sport.
Yeah,
she did okay. She didn't. She hit a pole though, so she was out.
Oh, so she was out.
No, that's another thing though. She didn't hit it. The horse hit it. The horse hit the stick. But like all the countries that win are like Britain and like the imperial forces.
Yeah,
you've got to be rich to have a horse.
Well, I was just gonna say, man, in Oakland, they have the Black Cowboys. You can look them up. There are Black Cowboys in Oakland, and these dudes every weekend, these dudes come out with their horses around the lake, which is just a block and a half.
That is funny.
And they come out there and they're on their horses in cowboy hats and boots and Wrangler jeans and big belt buckles, and they're out there.
That's funny.
Got the horses doing tricks, yo, like side, like doing this shit to the side.
They wear cowboy hats and shit.
They wear cowboy hats, plaid shirts. They go the whole shebang. Black
it's Cowboys so funny you say that, because just today I was thinking about one time
Black Cowboys.
I was, because one time, like, there was something, I don't know, I was at a show or something, and somebody said something trying to be funny about like if a cowboy was black on stage or something. And I
Mhm.
was sitting back to a Kamau and Kamau Bell, and like he's like, there really were black cowboys. I was like, what, really? He's like, yeah. He's like 1 in 4, like he's like, because a lot of like slaves and stuff, people who were done with the East, they just went west. And what are you gonna do? He became a cowboy and shit. And
Well, hold up. Oh, go
you
ahead. Go
never
ahead.
hear that story. You just never hear the story much about
Dude,
black
he's
cowboys.
he's absolutely correct. 1 in 4 Cowboys was black, and um, and I only found this out because of the show that I was writing
All right.
with Jed Rigney and Adam Beeson. Um, the thing was is that the term cowboy was initially meant to be derogatory, right? Because the black people in the West that tended to the cows, right? A form of
Oh,
racism, right? Or a form of demeaning a grown man is to call him a boy,
right.
right? So they were like, so he deals with the cows, he's the cowboy,
Oh, wow.
right? And then eventually over time the tables turned, and so then the word got flipped, flipped over, and it became a positive thing. But initially it was meant to be like a way of, because the cowboys were called something else, like the white guys were called something else,
Oh,
ranchers or something
funny.
like that, like, what I mean, I forget what it was. I'll look for it, but yeah, they were called something else. So initially the term cowboy was meant to be derogatory and demeaning to the black
Wow.
man who worked on the ranches.
Wow.
And yeah, and the West was full of black dudes.
Yeah,
Full.
I never saw him in a John Wayne movie.
No,
All
nope, you never saw him in the John Wayne movies, man.
right. So, yeah, you want to talk about Simone? Go ahead, man.
Well, no, I just wanted to say props to her, man. I mean, she did come out eventually and express that I think her aunt, someone close to her
Oh, yeah,
passed.
her aunt passed. Yeah.
Her aunt passed, but initially, she was saying, because she was dealing with the grief and the loss, and she wasn't ready to express that. She basically was saying that I'm not in position or in condition to compete, and so I'm gonna not compete and potentially not win gold medals, silver medals, bronze, whatever the case may be, because of my mental state. And she got some grief. There are some
So, when
people
you
who
first heard it, what'd you think?
I thought, she kept talking about, the amount of pressure that's on you and feeling like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. And, you know, um, I had never heard an Olympian speak like that, because obviously when you're on that stage, the weight of the world is on your shoulders, because you're one of the few select people who are in position to represent your country against the rest of the world.
Right.
So arguably the weight of the world is on your shoulders. But the way it came across at first, I was like, hey, look, man, you got to do what you got to do to be healthy, right?
Right.
To
So
be
that's the first.
healthy.
That was your first thought when you heard it.
Absolutely, absolutely. I am so about personal and mental, physical, spiritual, emotional health. Whatever you got to do, at whatever cost. Like, I know people are like, but this is the Olympics, and you got a chance to win gold and blah blah blah. But it doesn't matter, because if it doesn't matter if you don't feel good mentally, right?
I
If your
mean,
mind
but
isn't there. No, but think about it.
imagine.
No, hold on. Let me just say this: if your mentals, if she were to go out and try to compete without her mental being there, especially on that stage where she's on beams and bars, she's flipping, she's got to catch
Right.
herself. You know what I mean? Like,
It's very dangerous. Like, she
it's
could get paralyzed.
she can be paralyzed. She could suffer serious injury. So there's no way you compromise in
No,
that moment
no.
if you don't have the concentration to complete what it is that, or to compete in a way that you should, or not should, but compete in a way that you'd like to compete to be able to win. Um, and if you don't have that, then you can seriously hurt yourself. And so then what happens? She goes out there and competes when she says that she's not ready to compete,
Yeah.
or she doesn't feel like it, and then she doesn't do well, or she gets injured. Ain't nobody gonna say, "Hey, man, I'm sorry for pushing you to
Right.
do that." They're
Right.
gonna say,
Right.
"You should have just stood by your,
Right.
So
I
yeah,
mean, what I was thinking is like, okay, what if like LeBron? It was Game 7, and he's like, I can't go out there, dude.
yeah, man. I mean, I look. It would not be based. I'll play this based on that dude's history. based on the amount of time that he's played, he's played more minutes in the NBA than anybody else. He's been to the finals 10 times, right? He's been in the playoffs however many times. The dude has really done it as on a high level for a very long time. And if that dude were to get to game 7 in the NBA finals and just said, I can't go, I think the whole world would have to stop and be like, yo, something. This dude has literally
it's
run
true.
through brick
Yeah.
walls.
He's might be a bad example.
He's earned the right.
And I totally agree with you. Like, I partly felt like, because partly, I'm totally in the Olympics, and they do put a lot of pressure, especially on the girls gymnastics team. It's like this whole thing. And because you remember all the memorable, from Mary Lou Retton to Carrie Struggs and all, you remember all these moments, and it's so big. Yeah. So I could, and I already heard them like, this is it, Simone Biles, because she did so well in Rio. She was supposed to dominate this. So I could see where all that came in. But then there was a little part of me was like, all right, let's kick butt. And then you saw the news and you're like, what happened? No, what happened? And then part of you's like, do you want to have, because then like, hey, that Carrie Struggs, like whatever, hurt her leg, but that's such a memorable moment. But it also shows, Simone did remind me of LeBron in ways where she's like, I'm going to do something that hasn't been done before. I'm going to do it my way. You like how he is with social issues, like they speaking out more than most athletes ever have. She's looking out for her mental health. And then we learn more about the twisties and learn about how dangerous it could be and how you could get paralyzed. And so then you're like, all right. And then she did come back for the least dangerous of the ones and won a bronze medal. And she still already proven herself. No, she won not this time. She won a silver with the team and a bronze with the beam.
No, but I saw that she won a gold on something because that was her 7th gold medal, which ties her for like the most gold medals in women's gymnastics.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, you gotta look that up. But real quick, I want to just say this, because you said LeBron, like that's one of the things, like on my list of like greats, that's why LeBron is ranked so high, because he has taken a stance, right? He stuck his neck out the line.
I love that about him.
I love that about him. And I give him props because that's cut from the same cloth of, Jim Brown back in the day, Muhammad Ali, obviously. Right. I have the picture with Jackie Robinson and Lou Alcindor's there, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Russell. Bill Russell spoke up, right? I mean, he spoke up to almost to his own demise because, people were having a big time problem with that. But because he won, he didn't get, I feel like he didn't get as much slack, but I mean, people talk crazy to that dude, man. Right. Yeah. So I appreciate that about LeBron, about him, stepping up and speaking. But yes, hey man, props to Simone Biles, man. Like you gotta take care of yourself, man. Because listen, the world, hey, we've seen it, man. The world will chew you up and spit you out, right? They will ask and expect and want and demand of you when you can give them something, and then the moment you need something in return, then it's kind of like what I can't help and you.
And she's so good that like she, like you said, even about him, like she's been through it enough that she knows. Like, and they showed her, like I remember watching her practice beforehand, and they showed her come out of the jump fully, and then you're like, oh, okay, like it's like she knew right there, like something's up. Right. And if you can't see the ground and then there's a danger, I'm out, dude. Yeah. And which is fine, because then she got her teammates. One of her teammates won gold. I just looked up. She won 7 medals. That's what made it, not gold, just 7 in general. Okay. But she won silver with the team and then the bronze with the beam.
Well, and this is what I was going to say too, and I'm glad you mentioned it, is that even though she didn't compete in certain categories or events, I thought it was a great opportunity for her teammates to step up, which they did. Because, it's an individual sport, but it's also a team sport, right?
Yeah, I mean, the one girl was going to go on a plane and leave, and then she stayed the extra day because she wasn't on the team. And then they're like, oh no, hey, we need you for this. And then boom, she won a silver. There you go. It was cool. And this other girl, her dad was a coach on the team. She just won a gold. So it's like, it was cool, man.
It was cool. I mean,
it's like she won a gold. Yeah, Sudie Lee. Yeah, man. It was fun.
Yeah. So I mean, it just goes to show, man, like one door closes, another one opens, right? Opportunity is where it is. And sometimes it comes in different ways. And mental health is important. I mean, winning gold medals is nice. It is. Everybody wants to win a gold medal if they can. But what good is winning a gold medal if you have to sacrifice your mental and potentially physical health?
And she's already won them. She's already won them.
She's already won them. She's already
got
won them.
You know?
So now she becomes an advocate for mental health in the sense of like, don't be afraid to speak up and do what you feel is best for you, regardless of, what type of pressure you're receiving from.
And it does say how that should be something taken care of by the gymnastics team, like the coaches and stuff. They should be prepared if they're athletes, their mental, with mental health. And it obviously seems it's lacking.
Well, come on, man. With gymnastics, the coaches, the history of abuse and how hard they are.
Yeah, and then that whole, that's right. That's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother guy thing. Was touching all girls. Oh,
yeah, that's crazy. And then you have this situation where, you have a young lady who's grieving the loss of a relative, obviously someone that meant a lot to her. So now we have a discussion about our nation and people's approach to grieving and what that means, right? Like there's this idea that you're supposed to put things aside. Like, you don't worry about it now. You can grieve later. Well, no, hey man, sometimes you're in it. There've been personally, and I won't get deep into this, but there've been times where I've lost people and I've had to push through because I was doing something. But afterwards, I distinctly remember like walking off stage and sitting in my car and just going to start the car up and breaking down, right? Like just being in it, whatever, and just because the feeling is so overwhelming. Now, personally, it's something that I've dealt with a lot in my life. And so my approach to it may be different, but you get people, there are plenty of people who've never experienced the loss of anyone close to them, ever. And so that first time can be devastating, especially depending on where you are in your life, pivotal years in your life, transitional years, and you lose someone, a grandparent, an uncle, a brother, you know what I mean? Like a parent. Like that's not something that you can just, push to the side and go perform.
Right, not forever. Yeah.
Not forever, right? So.
All right, well, before we wrap up, Reg, I had one more little trivia here for you.
All right,
do you recognize what my shirt is from?
Hold up. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Zip Pow. Okay. Is that a mouse?
Yeah, I don't know really. There's like a mouse and a cat and a police officer.
And dog. A police officer. But the police officer is.
But you're not going to recognize the cartoon. You got to recognize the shirt, the color, and everything.
I don't recognize the shirt. I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah, I'll give you a hint. Give you a hint. I'm a mushroom cloud blowing motherfucker.
What? Wait. Is that the shirt that was worn in Pulp Fiction?
Yeah, dude, that he wears. They look like a couple of dorks.
Yes, but what part is that? That's when we're at the house.
Yeah, at the house with Tarantino.
At the house with Tarantino. No,
and
at the house with Tarantino.
And John Travolta has the UC Santa Cruz Slugs banana slug shirt, and this is what Jules is wearing.
Oh, dude, Sal, like no joke, double XL. Dude, you gotta. So cool. Okay, just for the record.
We gotta get you this, and I gotta get the banana slugs. We gotta get a picture.
We gotta get a picture. We gotta recreate that scene. We gotta recreate that scene, dude. And also, do you follow Samuel L. Jackson on Instagram?
No,
dude. Follow Samuel L. And not because he's funny or he's posting a bunch of like videos or whatever. Like he's promoting stuff, but he has arguably the best t-shirts ever because they're all t-shirts of him from different parts of his different scenes in his movies with different sayings. Dude, every time I look at a post that he makes, I see the shirt and I immediately go online and see if I can find it, and you can't find them anywhere. You can't find them anywhere. Hold on, I'm gonna bring up his profile real quick because I just want to show you like a few of these shirts if I can. I'm seeing how quickly I can get here.
You and I used to do that scene all the time. Every time I touch brain, are you a race car in the red?
He said, I'm just saying, Jules, Every time I touch brains, I'm a race car in the red, right? He goes, what? You're a race car in the red. Well, you know what? I'm a mushroom cloud land motherfucker. I'm the guns of the Navarro. Every time my hands touch brain, no, not he says,
Yeah.
I'm a mushroom cloud land motherfucker. I'm the guns of the Navarro. You know what? What am I doing in the back? Fuck that. We switching and you picking up this dude's brains.
This skull.
Yeah, you picking up this, you cleaning
Oh,
up
dude,
these.
that is so funny, man.
All right, here we
I
go. You
love
ready?
that movie.
Does he here we go. You ready? Look at this one.
Does he look like a Sith? Does he look like a Sith?
Exactly.
Well, that's kind of funny. Combines it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's just
Marcellus. Yeah.
It says me and Darius want to
say what one more time.
All right, hold up. That's the Hitman. All right, now look at this one.
Oh, is that from fucking Hateful Eight?
No, I think that one's from. It looks like it might be a combination.
Oh, it could be that one when. What's the one? Remember the one where the Black Snake moan, where it was like some nympho that he chains up to the house.
How about this? Best motherfucker characters.
That's funny, dude. He's wearing all these shirts of himself.
Dude, he's got jewels.
Who's the one on the
Fury,
top? All right,
the top
so let's
left.
see.
This guy right here. That's the guy from Unbreakable. Yeah. And then the middle is the Distinguished Gentleman. And then
who's above Jules with the white hair, the big fro, like no eyeballs?
Yeah, what is that one from? That's from that one's from that's from Unbreakable. No, that's not from Unbreakable. Yes, that's Unbreakable. The second Unbreakable. I mean
I haven't seen Unbreakable.
You know, so the first one, this one is from Unbreakable. The one with Bruce Willis. You never saw Unbreakable? The M. Night Shyamalan movie, I think it was. And then the second one, no, not the second one. The second one was with the guy from the Mutants, X-Men, and who plays Xavier in the wheelchair. The young version. Where he's got the split personalities. He's got like Sybil. He's got like 23 different personalities or something.
Wow.
You never saw that one? Okay. I think that was the second one. And then the last one was Bruce Willis, the guy, the British actor, and then Samuel L. Jackson, he considered himself to be Mr. Glass.
Oh, okay. I remember that coming out.
Yeah. So Bruce Willis is the guy who's unbreakable. He's in a train accident. Everyone dies. He's the only person that survives. Mr. Glass, he's this kid that, like, if you touch him, like his arms. So he feels like, you know, for every villain, there's a hero, right? So for the guy who's unbreakable, then there has to be the guy who is absolutely breakable. So considering he considers himself to be the breakable one, Mr. Glass, his whole mission is to find the guy who's unbreakable. And by doing so, and in his efforts to find that guy, he basically has created disasters around the world in an effort to find the person who can survive the catastrophic building falling or the train accident. Right, dude, you got to watch. I gave up too much already, but watch Unbreakable.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'll give it a go. Yeah. All right, we'll close this out, Reg.
All right. Hey guys, thanks. Not guys. That's so masculine oriented.
Yeah, man. Reg, come on, evolve.
I know, right? All right. So I'll say this. Thank you so much for listening and for watching. That's Sal Kalani. I'm Reggie Steele, and this has been Spitballin'. Enjoy, subscribe, follow us, do the whole shebang, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.